Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Alton Towers Scarefest 2025 review. This video is going to be including some images and videos as well. It's all about my review of Alton Towers Scarefest. I've never been to Scarefest before, and this year I'm very grateful because my friend gifted me a ticket to go to Alton Towers Scarefest. So I went on my own. I went in October 2025. I'm going to start sort of pre-booking first. About the ride access pass. I know I've touched about it in previous videos, and please feel free to check out the rest of my playlist about ride access pass. But I've got autism dyspraxia. It causes me to have difficulties waiting in line. So when I go to theme parks, I try and use their disability scheme. Um, this isn't a specific video about ride access pass, but it is relevant. So with Merlin, to book ride access pass, you have to sign up for a Nimbus card, that's fine, and then register for their ride access pass card. And then once you've done that, you can then book. You have to book a slot when you go, which is very controversial. I'm not going to go into it in this video, but I will talk about problems I've had booking. So I got my ride access pass. I got the ticket about a month before I was going, which to me seems sufficient enough time. However, there were no slots for the ride access pass, so I called Alton Towers up, and they were all very helpful on the phone. This isn't against staff at all, but they then booked me the ride access pass. No, they then said they're not any available because there's none available on the website, there's none available on the phone. However, if you try at 9:30 the day before you visit, there might be some tickets. So let's roll forward a month later. 9:30 came along, I clicked, refreshed, nothing. Um, Kept refreshing for another 3 hours, and I was lucky enough to get one. I have problems with this system. I don't know why Merlin done this because it's essentially a cap on disabilities. I get capping people, the amount of disabled people on the rides for health and safety reasons, especially if they're not non-ambulant. I get that, but I don't agree with the pre-booking ride. Well, I've got nothing wrong with pre-booking, but I don't agree that there's a cap on the amount of ride, the a limit on the amount of disabled people in the park at any one time, which is essentially what it's doing through the ride access park. Now, now, I am very grateful for the ride access pass. However, I think there needs to be some real work to work on the system and revamp it because it's not working at the moment. Not just me, other people who are disabled also agree. So whether or not you've got a physical or hidden disability, it is a vital scheme. And at the moment, I don't think any of the Merlin parks are executing it, apart from maybe Legoland and Chesney because they use an app. But you still have to pre-book a slot, and I think they need to get rid of that. It's old-fashioned. It's limiting the amount of disabled people, and it's actually putting off disabled people from going to Merlin attractions. If I'm completely honest, but that's the negative out of the way for now. So I went to the park. I booked all the scare mazes. You can use ride access pass on scare mazes. So if you're going in Scarefest in the moment, as of 2025, you can do that. Don't know what it's going to be like in the future, but hopefully I can't see it and them changing it. There's four scare mazes, the compound. Ooh, what are the others? Edge of the Forest, and a couple of other ones which I can't remember. It's fine. Hello, Larry. You want to be in the video? Okay. Um. Oh, you are adorable. So, yeah. I turned up. I went in the evening just because I had some things to do during the morning. The ride times was 10 till 9 p.m. So a good ride time. So even going in the evening, you really shouldn't experience it. If anything, it works in your favor, and you shouldn't need to buy fast track unless you want to. Turned out parking was fine, plenty of parking, got the monorail in. I didn't choose the VIP parking because, to be honest, it's really expensive as much as I like to just walk in the park. It's a beauty. I enjoy riding the monorail, but it's a nightmare. Yeah, why would you pay more for VIP parking? And it's getting more expensive, which is another negative. This isn't going to be all negatives because I had an absolutely amazing time at Scarefest. Um, where did I go first? Got in the park, picked up the card. Oh, I headed straight to Toxicator in Forbidden Valley. New top spin for 2025, based around the Phalanx and the Nemesis storyline. I think. Oh, that was it. And I loved it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not easily scared by rides. But just the nature of top spins, and I haven't really been on that many. Um, it gives you pretty long air time, which was fantastic. And honestly, went on there, had no problem using my ride access pass, and went out. After that, this is where some trouble did occur, where I headed over to Nemesis Reborn, used the ride access pass queue. Again, this isn't against any of the staff. The staff were absolutely lovely, and one of the best things about Alton Towers, no matter which staff I interacted with, they were absolutely polite and wonderful. Who he refused me right the entry to Nemesis Reborn because there's two types of ride access pass. There's red and yellow, and when I signed up for it, they put me down as red. Red means that you need a care on you with you, or you can't ride any rides. Yellow means you can go on solo. I didn't realize that. Apparently, I went to their guest services. Luckily, there is a unit in Forbidden Valley, so you don't need to trek back to Towers Street. Which reminds me, another bad thing: Skyline shutting at 4. It wasn't even that dark at 4 o'clock. That's pointless. Alton Towers, please look at extending your Skyline rides because you got it for a reason. I get you don't operate in low light, but it was still quite light then. Anyway, back. So I went back to the Forbidden Valley. Really helpful lady. Honestly, can't fault this the staff. Can't fault the staff whatsoever. Um, Sorry, I know it's moving. So yeah, they very kindly changed me over because at the moment, I'm not gonna lie, I was panicking that oh God, I booked Alton Towers, but I wouldn't be able to go anything. Anyway, change it over, went back, jobs are good. Went Nemesis Reborn, went to Nemesis Subterra, the drop tower. Um, Again, absolutely amazing. Then I went to my first scare maze, which is compound based again. What I love about Forbidden Valley in particular, across all of Alton Towers, is that the whole storyline and lore about it. Now, with the scare maze, you've got essentially got a prequel, a sequel, and a present, which is brilliant. Um, I've loved that compound. Can't take any pictures or videos on ride or in the scare mazes, which is fair enough. I did take some outside pic shots. Compound is essentially you've been arrested by the Phalanx because you're supporting as part of the Free the Beast group. And there were experiments about the children who have now hatched from the egg. So there will be spoilers. Eggs in Nemesis Subterra, which was from the Nemesis Beast from Nemesis Reborn. Anywho, yeah. So there's live actors. They will touch you. The phalanx guards. They were definitely very forceful, but not hurting at all. They just you made physical contact and with you throughout the maze and shouted at you, things like that. That was amazing. Just because I absolutely love Forbidden Valley and the Nemesis storyline. After that, I went to where did I go next? X Sector, I believe, where I stopped off at Curse of Autumn. Now that was really cool. In the dark, they had loads of smoke machines, loads of lights all around the park, not just in this particular area in Gloomy Hollow. But Curse of Autumn, I think all the effects were working. I think they added some more effects actually for Scarefest, which I thought was really cool. There's some smoke machines everywhere, some actors roaming the park. Which I thought was really good, really good thing. So I went traipsing down to X Sector. I thought it would be a good opportunity to get some lunch by then, lunch, get some dinner by then. Had it at just chicken or whatever the chicken place is. Oh, but this isn't about. I'm going to give an honest review. The food was lovely. However, £17.50 for chicken tenders and a drink, one person. Oh, and it came some chips as well. But still, 17. That Alton Towers, please sort out Aramark. They're not a good supplier. They're literally ripping people off with their food prices. I don't have an annual pass, so I don't get a discount. I'm not sure how pass holders feel with their discount, but um, honestly, it's the food price there are ridiculous. I did have some sandwiches, which I had earlier on just before I went. Yes, you can bring your own food, but I wanted some tea by then. It was yeah. Whilst the food was lovely, again, the staff were lovely as well. £17.50 for essentially three chicken tenders and chips and a drink is ridiculous. Nearly 20 quid for one person. So please look at reevaluate it. Please bring it back in house. Don't outsource it and make it food affordable for everyone. Um, then I went to the Smiler, my first night ride because it was really dark by then. First of all, Smiler's my favourite ride in the area in Alton Towers, if I'm completely honest. Um, Riding it in the dark though, it was something else. They literally had minimal lighting apart from the screens, and it just ride different in the dark. I haven't been on night ride in years, and not just on the Smiler, but in general. And it was absolutely incredible. It made it that much more spookier. And I didn't get photos this time, just because the photo pass, I think it's £28 now. It's ridiculous, and I've ridden them before. It's crazy. So I did that. Then was heading to where did I do after that? Oh, and actually, no, I headed to Runaway Mine Train just before MX Sector. I didn't go on Oblivion. I like Oblivion, but it's not because I know like I only had about 5 hours in the park, even with the ride access pass and the queues. I still wanted to make sure I get my favourites in, and Oblivion's not one of them, if I'm completely honest. With the Runaway Mine Train, shout out to always to the amazing choo choo train operators and ride operators and hosts. I love Runaway Mine Train. Absolutely amazing. Yes, it's meant for kids, but honestly, it was all adults on the train I rode. And everybody, when they went choo choo, everybody choo choo joined in. It's just an amazing atmosphere. So after that, I went to Altonville Mine Tours, which is another scare maze where you're actually underneath, or gives the impression that you're actually underneath the Alton Towers, the towers themselves, and where it's sort of set in America with some skin body snatchers. That was really cool, especially the chainsaw villain at the end who kept chasing after me and other people. I thought that was a nice touch. After that, I headed to Forbidden Forest. Again, Rita's not. Rita's once you've ridden Rita once, you've ridden Rita loads. I didn't go on Rita. Could have done, but I chose not to. However, I went to 13 because again, I love the 13 storyline. Again, that completely rides different in dark when you're riding through the forest in the dark. That was amazing. Headed to the new one for this year, Scare Maze, which was Edge of the Forest. Again, this is sort of a prequel sequel sort of to 13, I think it's fair to say. I love the looping time effect. I'm not going to go into too much detail because just in case they bring it back, I don't want to spoil it. Um, I love the characters in there as well and expanding on lore. It was a really well executed scare maze. Um, then I went after 13 to what did I go after 13? Wicker Man. Ah, Wicker Man again. The fire effects were working perfectly. That was brilliant. Ride in dark again. It just makes it completely different ride and completely different atmosphere. Even though it's the same ride, it makes no sense. I just think the removal of sensors such as sight, obviously during with the light, really helps it. Uh, that was brilliant as well. I went to the sort of Wicker Man scare maze as well. That was really good. Or sort of scare zone. I wasn't sure if it was scare maze or scare zone, but again, it worked really well. And I like the fact they had free scare zones as well, themed to the rides, so people could sort of try. And if they didn't like it, they have to go on the others. I can't remember the others. Edge of the Forest, Mine Tour, Compound. Maybe that was it for scare maze, wasn't it? I don't know. Um, Hello, you all right, Lyra? What are you doing in a minute? And then yeah, I went what else did I go on? Not really sure of my. I didn't have time to catch any of the shows, which is fair enough. It wasn't high up on my list. Um, I managed to get on every single ride that I wanted to. I managed to get the scare mazes were my project because I've never been there before, and they're all absolutely brilliant as well as the staff. I did get some souvenirs. I got a discounted Scarefest mug and a discounted Scarefest magnet. I'll be honest, the souvenir prices have absolutely shot up since the last time I went there. Even with you can get blue light discount in the main Tower Street shop. Even with that discount, it's still shot up, um, which isn't great if I'm completely honest with you. But I had an absolutely amazing time. I would still recommend Scarefest to anybody who wants to go. The scare maze was really well executed. The rides were brilliant riding in time. Just a few negatives, but I'd rather be open and honest. But thank you so much for watching this video. I am focusing more on theme park content, and I'll try and film videos. I hope you enjoyed all the pictures and videos I've taken, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. And stay tuned for the next video. Take care. Bye.